show. So really excited to be back. I'm really excited to be here with my friend Fady, a new friend, and he has been introduced to me personally and the Season Builder through our good friend, mutual friend Malik. And so a lot of thanks to Malik for connecting us. But I'm really excited about this episode because I guess it was about a month ago that Fady and I met, and I was able to tell him a little bit more about Season Builder and the Coach Edge app and the ability that it has to help student athletes, not only in the United States, but what I believed in around the world. And based on our time together and your investigation of the app, even your initial investigations of it, you're really excited about it.
Yeah, so, I'm glad to be here. Glad to be like a part of this actually. So I think it's gonna be a good step for like all athletic people around the world. So
awesome. Well, why don't just tell my audience a little bit that don't know you. Give us a little bit about your background and not personally and athletically.
All right. So my name is Fady. I'm gonna be 24 soon. A bit old. So I used to play soccer since I was 4, and I played professionally and semi-professionally most of my life in Egypt, and I played around 6 months in Australia, and I played. I played most of my life basically, and I've been all around it basically.
Yeah.
And I coached since I was 17 till now, and that's the path that I took, and that's what I'm focusing on right now. I finished my school like 3 years ago in business administration.
Yeah.
In Egypt, and I took soccer coaching or football coaching as my main focus of my career.
Right. And I'm super excited about that because you're young and we're very like-minded about our approach, and I love what you're doing with youth athletes and just all kind of athletes. And so just excited to hear your perspective.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing right now is a lot of athletic people, like soccer-wise related, are mainly having a lot of concerns, especially when they reach the age of 16, 17, 18 or more. They feel like their chances are getting a little bit lower in participating or making it pro, basically.
Yeah, right.
It's not easy, of course, and it comes after a lot of sacrifices, a lot of effort, a lot of things like that. But mainly and most importantly, it comes from confidence.
Yeah.
So if you don't have confidence and if you don't build upon that, and since a young age, to develop like more confidence, you're gonna feel like weak and depressed when you get old. You're not gonna be able to like achieve this level, and you're gonna give up on life really, really early.
That's right.
And you're not gonna be pushing in training sessions or in working out on yourself basically at an older age. So 19, 18 years old, basically.
Right.
So that's what I'm seeing right now. Actually, when you talked to me about this like a month ago about the app itself, I was like, yeah, remember what I told you? I was like, yeah, actually, this might be helpful because I get a lot of comments. I get a lot of like people responding to my socials. Like they be like, yeah, I'm missing that. I have a lot of I have a lot of problems in my life in general. I'm not focused much. Will I be able to make it as a pro? Will I not be able to make it as a pro? You know what I mean? So when you reached out and you told me the idea of the app itself and the idea of what the app is built on, it actually turned like it came up to my head like, yeah, that's what people actually need, and especially athletic people, and that's in the Middle East where I'm from.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's I've always believed it, because what I believe, Fady, is whether we're Egyptian or American or Ukrainian or Japanese, or if we're Muslim or Christian or Hindu, or we come from this culture or that culture, what brings us all together is we're all human beings.
Exactly.
And we all go through, like those words you used, the confidence, focus, accountability, desire, drive, like all of those are human emotions and human issues. And so regardless of what culture you come from, what we're talking is at a human level. Exactly. And it goes across borders. And so that's what I'm excited about for Season Builder, to go beyond the United States and see so many international athletes, like how we got connected. Our mutual friend Malik was here, come playing soccer at University of Alabama, Huntsville, away from home, and just really wanted a guide, wanted a trusted outside advisor to help him with life. And that's where we got connected with. And so that showed me that what Season Builder does, what the Coach Edge app is looking to to help people with goes across languages and across
Yeah,
borders.
exactly. So that's another good thing about the app. You don't have to speak a certain language in order to, that's what I was impressed about, because like the
Yeah.
app comes in Arabic as well, the Arabic version, and
Yes.
that's my other language. So when you like connect with people all over around the world, especially like with the Middle Eastern, and I've been getting like a lot of comments, a lot of replies on my stories, and people are like complaining about their life in general,
Mm-hmm.
and they are saying that we're not going to be able to make it. I feel depressed. I feel that I don't have any motivation in me anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm being out of focus. I feel like I'm zoned out. Am I like meant for this? Do I have an actual opportunity, an actual chance,
Right.
or I don't? So will I be able to make it? And people doubt themselves at a very young, like old and young age as well.
Yes,
Like I was
absolutely.
shocked. People like 16, 17-year old, and they be like talking to me about chances and about they giving up.
Yeah.
No, I didn't give up. Okay, like I chose a different path, but choosing different path comes with good reasons.
Right.
If you want to be a soccer player in general, you have to focus and take the chances and make sacrifices and stay
Yes.
motivated until the last breath, because chances,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be like 16 or 17 anymore.
Right.
You're going to reach a level where you will be like, no, I'm too old.
Mm.
But too old can vary between stages. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Yep.
So people like coming and talking to me about this, and I'm like responding. I love to respond to like most of the people,
Right.
and I try to give motivation as much as I can. But as much as I'm trying to give motivation, it may not reach the people that way that I wanted to reach them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
most of the people won't reach out to me because like they will be a little bit too shy, a little
Yeah.
bit,
Embarrassed.
embarrassed. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm old. Like why am I gonna go and speak with another guy about this? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? About this matter especially.
Mhm.
So that's what I see is a good aspect about the app itself. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like you said it's AI generated.
Yes, yes. So I have actually trained a large language model to use technical terminology, but an AI model on me. And so the entire season builder program, sports psychology, just good character based, values based uh, aspects that, like you've already said these words, focus, discipline, all of those things. And it's basically an AI version of me. That's why the app is called Coach Edge. I'm Taylor Edge. So it's Coach Edge. And I want to go back to one thing you said too, because you said you were getting all these comments. Most of the time, we were sharing earlier that people in Egypt a lot of times stay up really late at
Yeah,
night.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I can imagine some of these young people are having all of these doubts and all of these concerns, maybe some anxiety, just all of these things at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay,
Yeah.
where are you going to get answers at 2 o'clock in the morning? Okay, first of all, don't call me because I'm asleep. Okay, now I know you may not
And
be,
don't call me either. No.
but like, how amazing would it be to be able to grab an app that's trusted, that comes from a real person? It's not some big tech company that's giving you answers. It's actually answers that are generated from my knowledge and my experience. And you can get that question answered not only in English, but in whatever language you speak.
Yeah.
Because doesn't see if you've ever had this situation before that maybe someone explains something to you in English, but you're like, okay, yeah, I kind of get it. But if it was told to you in
In Arabic,
Arabic,
yeah,
you're like,
it would be like completely different
got it,
thing. Yeah,
got
it
it.
would reach me in another way. It would reach me like in a closer way, faster way,
Yes,
especially if it was like in Arabic or it
yes,
was like in my dialect. You know what I mean?
right,
So that would have a very strong impact on me,
yes,
other than getting it in another language. You know
yes,
what I mean? So because sometimes you might not understand fully, or you might not understand like the full words or sentences like that's like coming out of the other person's mouth. You know what I mean?
right,
So
exactly.
yeah.
So the Coach Edge app speaks Arabic, it speaks Swedish, it speaks Greek, it speaks French, it speaks Japanese. So it's
Wow.
amazing that wherever you're connecting with this podcast and watching us today, is that it speaks your language. And I did that on purpose because uh, I knew that connecting in your native language is important. So if I could use my gifts in technology to be able to translate the content that I have, I knew that was super important. So
Yeah.
you'd mentioned about you get a lot of DMs uh, about
Yeah.
questions.
Mostly are like in Arabic it's like انا حاسس ان انا مستقبلي خلاص في الكوره راح. I'm being خلاص انا حاسس ان انا بكبر. I'm 19 years old. حاسس ان انا خلاص مستقبلي راح. مش عارف ان انا اتمرن تاني. مش عارف ان انا ارجع اركز على نفسي تاني. And I see this means like I'm getting older. I'm not seeing myself anymore in it. I'm not feeling myself anymore around it. So I've been getting a lot of these questions, and not only 19 years old, like a lot younger generations are seeing the same thing and feeling the same thing as well. So I was like, why? You're like still too young. I had my last chance and opportunity to play again, and I didn't even plan it. It came like that, and it was in Australia.
Right.
2 years ago. 1 year ago, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So it happened to me like that. And I was like, what? I was 24 years old and I didn't have it in mind at all for me to like start playing again. But the opportunity came and I didn't expect it. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't ready, like fitness level wise, because I didn't have it in my head. But I was like training on a various moments when I was coaching as well. So I was coaching and training at the same time. But at the same time, I wasn't training and focusing on playing. You know what I mean?
It's a different level.
It's a complete different level. But if you stay consistent, or if you like have the certain motivation, or someone is like motivating you to get out of this zone and to like get out of like the overthinking area and to be like more of an outgoing person or more of like a motivated person for me to like go and work out, or like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So this so if you want to convert a person from that state to being a motivated state, especially, that's too hard, and it needs actual like someone to like motivate you.
Yes.
And you wouldn't like it if it came like from a parent or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So you need someone from like from like your age, or you need someone who has been through the situation before, or if you're like shy or all of that, you need someone, or like the app, for example.
Yep.
You can't like communicate with a person like face to face. You want to chat it. You know what I mean? You want to just chat, and then the app like automatically responds. It's like ChatGPT, exactly.
Right.
So
it's like a ChatGPT for your life.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think a lot of people, especially in the Middle East, need that.
Yeah.
And I've been getting like these questions. I've been getting them from Egypt, Saudi, a lot of people from Morocco, some people from like Jordan. You know what I mean? Like all around the Middle East, not only Egypt.
Right.
So that means that a lot of people have the same problem of like less confidence, not being motivated, feeling like they're too old. I want to give up right now. I don't have a lot of chances in my life. So that's too hard. I can't like be at the same places and respond to all the people at once. I try at the same time, like post a video or something, talk about it.
Right.
But it's not gonna have the same impact of me being like one-on-one with the person.
Right. And also in the timely fashion, they may send you a DM at tonight at 10 o'clock, but you don't get around to looking at it till tomorrow at 10, and it loses its effectiveness when you're not in the moment. But by using the app, and you can ask those questions and get immediate feedback on your questions in your native language, I think that could just be life changing. That could be the one thing that changes everything for you.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that, especially with like, let's say I had a bad game today. I've been in that situation, and I've been had a lot. Like I had a lot of coaches in my whole life, in my whole career. I had a lot of coaches, and I've been like I played in like a lot of different teams in Egypt. So I'm among like different ages as well. So I've been like sometimes you meet like harsh coaches and people who like push you and put you down, and you feel down about yourself. You might hear like a word or two, even if it's not meant, but it hurts you. You know what I mean? So you go think about it after the game, or you might hear it from a teammate. It doesn't have to be a coach.
Exactly.
So you go and think about it, and then you try to sleep upon it, but you don't sleep. You keep thinking about the same thing over and over again.
Right.
And then it keeps eating you, and it takes away from your confidence.
Yes.
So if no one, and sometimes like me, I didn't try to like speak with anybody about it, because I didn't have anybody like I'm not gonna talk to my dad about
Right.
something like this. Like I'm
Exactly.
not gonna go and tell him like I'm being, you know, I'll feel depressed
Right.
because of
Right.
like the soccer game that I had today. I feel bad. Of course, it's obvious, but sharing is sometimes is a bit
Difficult.
difficult. Exactly.
Yes.
So it's a bit hard on you to like share and express your feelings
Yes.
to someone. So that like if the app was there back then, like I would have definitely used it because like it would have helped me more
Mhm.
communicate, and I feel like I'm talking to myself at the same time.
Yes.
I'm
Exactly.
not talking to like someone else. No, I'm talking to myself as like me and my inner thinking.
That's giving you positive, encouraging, empowering perspective on your situation that immediately builds you back up right in the moment that you need it.
Exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
and that's what I think. Uh, a lot of people would need that because like
Hmm.
there are like some hard coaches out there,
Sure.
and they're gonna
Sure.
like keep you down. Sometimes you might get benched, you might get kicked out of the team, you might get kicked out of the tryouts, even not even get
Hmm.
accepted in the team.
Right.
So these things put you down, and they
Right.
keep you in the state of being an unsuccessful person.
Yes. Exactly.
So if you want to change of being unsuccessful to a successful person, you're gonna have to have that inner motivation, and that
Yes.
inner motivation is not gonna come by itself.
Right.
Someone's gonna have to like. Sometimes it comes by itself, and
Mhm.
sometimes someone has to like give you the push.
Well, you need a resource. You need something to change your mind because right now your mind is so negative. You need what I say a lot of times is when we have those bad games or a coach is really harsh to us or a teammate's really harsh to us. What I say is we can spiral, our thoughts
Yeah,
spiral, and we end up in the hole. And so if you're in the hole, people always can say, "Hey, stay positive." I don't know what would that be in Arabic? Stay positive.
خليك إيجابي.
Okay, there we go. So I would not be able to say that, but that's what people would try to say to get you out of the hole. But what I've experienced is you can't go from the hole to the mountaintop. It's too big of a leap. So I just need something to get me to neutral. And that's what the coach edge many times can provide you the perspective and the ideas and the reminders to get you out of that hole and get you back to neutral where you go, okay, let's try again, or let's don't give up, or whatever. You just need that one little thing to get you
To
out
give you
of
the
the
push.
hole. Because if I say this all the time, if I can get you out of the hole to neutral, I can get you from neutral to the mountaintop, but I can't get you from the hole to the mountaintop. And so that's what the coach edge many times does. It gives you the information, the resources, the motivation, the perspective to really get you to try again, right? Or to look at your coach doesn't mean that you're a bad person. He's just trying to get the most out of you. So don't listen to his tone, listen to his information,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but that's hard as well sometimes
Very
for
hard.
like people. For so let's say if a kid and a coach goes up to him and he's like shouting at him or he's like giving him a negative feedback about his performance in the game, so the kid like obviously is gonna have like bad thoughts
Yeah.
or bad image of him in the game, and he's gonna have like a low self-esteem, and the confidence levels are gonna drop like
Right.
to the hole, like
In the
exactly, yeah,
hole.
yeah, in the hole, like he's gonna go like straight ahead to it.
Yeah.
So if a kid at that age gets perceived in that way, it's not gonna have the same impact as an adult. So an
Right.
adult can actually like be mature enough to like, okay, yeah, of course he means that in a good way, and I'm gonna take like the good words from
Right.
like the
Right.
sentences that he said.
Yeah. And not his tone.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick and choose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a kid would not be able to pick and choose.
Right.
So that's why like I think teams will like need something like this,
Yes.
especially like academies, and it doesn't have to be like a professional academy, but I mean like
Right.
academies for like kids, especially because kids, I think they need to be like trained that way to be trained psychologically to
Yes.
be able to deal with hard times and hard games, and especially sometimes when you do something really bad in a game, let's say miss a penalty, your self-esteem like drops.
Mm.
And in Egypt, like I never saw it before, but in Egypt, in like even the big teams, if you miss a penalty, you're never gonna take a shot again in your whole
You
life.
never
Like
take another
no, it's
penalty.
not. It's not like Europe or like the Premier League or you know what I mean, like soccer
Yeah.
wise. So you're not gonna be able to take a shot. That kills you completely. That kills your
Yeah.
confidence. That makes your self esteem drop like so low,
Yeah.
and you as a player will never like be able like, okay, I'm gonna take the ball and then take another shot.
Right.
Because if you take another shot and then you miss again, your career has
You're really
ended.
done.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But we would even say that that is not always true, but we believe it to be true. Or it might be a culture. But one of the words, one of the word that we are describing that young people, whether that's a 14-year-old, a 21-year-old, what the word that we're describing that we need to learn is resilience.
Yeah,
We need mental and emotional resilience. We need the ability to bounce back after setbacks.
yeah,
And you don't just you just don't become resilient because you want to. I mean, you have to train yourself to be resilient. But if you don't have the resources, or not only from a resource from the app, but also maybe someone you can talk to, like resilience has to be trained. And Season Builder and the Coach Edge app is all about helping you train and build resilience, not only on the pitch, but in life.
yeah.
And
So
so, love that.
that's what I think like a lot of players need is someone to like give them motivation, and it doesn't have to be like a physical person. So it has to be like someone from behind the scenes, or the idea that I love about the app is that it makes the player is like having a conversation with himself.
Yes.
He's not like having a conversation with like an actual person or like a therapist, because like a lot of people
Right.
are are like scared of that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So he's having a conversation with himself.
True.
So it feels like natural. It's like a normal thing to do.
Yes.
It's like not something abnormal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So here's a cool thing. Just talking a little bit more about some specifics about the app. That is a cornerstone piece of the app, is the ability to have a conversation with yourself, but get better information than you're giving yourself in your mind, right? It's talking to you a lot nicer than you're talking to yourself in your head. So that is huge. But it also has the ability for you to reach out to a real person.
Yeah.
So if you want to WhatsApp a real person to get some additional perspective versus just the app, you have the ability to do that in the app in your native language or in
Yeah.
English. And then the other thing that I'm super excited about is, if you are really ready to change, if you're really ready to elevate your life and not just get some 1 minute motivation, but you're really ready to engage in a process that is going to grow you, we have the Season Builder program built into the app. And
Yeah.
that is a 13-week, very intentional process that you define your vision, your values, I call it your voice. How do you really need to be talking to yourself rather than the mean ways that you talk to yourself, your voice. And then finally you get to define vehicle. And what I say a vehicle is what takes you from one place to the other,
place,
right?
yeah, from
And
point
so
A to point B.
so you get to define, okay, what am I willing to do? What are the actions? What are the habits? What are the commitments I'm willing to make to really change? And then it's an app that really helps you track those changes. So the chat is really good for the moments when you're feeling down, you need a different perspective, you need a boost in your confidence. But then engaging in the Season Builder program is what really, I would say, elevates your life.
Yeah.
It's the thing that really takes you to a greater level. And I'm super excited that that's in Greek, in Arabic, Portuguese for our Brazilian friends, and also in Spanish, for a large population of the world. So it's available in the app too. I'm fired up about that.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually excited for people to see like more people using the app, and in order, because like I have a vision for the app that it's gonna have an impact, especially again for Middle Easterns.
Yeah,
because they need that a lot, like especially players at a young age, because the competition in the Middle East soccer wise is not the same as here.
Yeah.
So the competition over there is like fierce. You have in Egypt like 100 million soccer players basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the competition over there is fierce, and the amount of times you get put down or you get like disappointed is a lot.
Yes.
And the amount of times that you mentioned, because you mentioned like self-talk to
The
yourself,
negative self-talk is terrible.
it happens a lot.
Yes.
Like I used to like put myself down and like think in like a negative way, like a lot of times. Keep thinking in a negative way, and that's not good for your health at all.
No.
Like at all.
No.
Like that puts you even more down. that
Yes.
gets you like beneath the hole. So you have like
Right.
the hole, and then you go
Yeah.
like
Beneath the
beneath,
hole.
yeah,
The hole below the hole.
yeah. And then you go like you steep too low,
Yeah.
you can't even go up, and that's like when you hit like
Yeah.
yeah
Rock bottom,
rock
we
bottom
call it.
exactly. Yeah, when
Yeah.
you hit like rock bottom exactly. So I'm like fired up about the app as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. One thing what you just alluded to, and I'm no mental health professional. I don't have a degree in social work. I'm not a psychiatrist, but all the things we talked about are ways to boost your mental health.
yeah, and all like stuff that happens in actual real life and stuff like you that you experience
Yes.
in your life in general. You know what I mean? It's like stuff that doesn't happen. No, it actually happens, and it actually has a big impact on you in your life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So especially when like I get frustrated when I see like most of the comments on my posts are
Mhm.
like young kids and young generations are talking to me about like I'm 15. I think I gave up. Gave up on
Mhm.
what? You're still
Right.
15. You
Right.
still have a lot of players made it when they were like a lot older,
Mhm.
and then they tell me like why didn't you play or why didn't you like make it pro.
Yeah.
Of course there's like a lot of like along the way,
Factors,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
and a lot along the way, and there's like decisions being self-made. Like I think that God put me on this path for me
Yes.
to like coach.
Amen.
He didn't put me on the path for me to like play,
Right.
and that comes from like the way understand the way that God's talk to you. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So if
Yes.
God is talking to you in that manner and it
Mhm.
is like leading you this way, and
Yeah.
then why not try this way? And then you see
Absolutely.
yourself like going this way very, very well.
Right. And you start becoming very successful, and you're surprised why you're so
Yeah,
successful because that's how God
yes,
designed it.
yeah, exactly. And sometimes you think like, why didn't I make it pro? That's like, that's like that's like negative talk. That's
Yes.
complete negative self-talk.
Yes.
So the way I see it is like have trust in God, have trust in
Yes.
yourself, especially trust in yourself, and have trust in your abilities in order to make it.
Right.
Especially at a young age, if you don't have these values and if you don't have the self motivation that you can build up through talking to people, talking to someone, through the app,
Yeah.
through outside the app,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like talking to someone in general that helps you go from the vehicle from point A to
Mm-hmm.
point B,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be able to mature up in becoming a professional soccer player or becoming successful in
You
life in
got no
general.
shot. You got no shot if you're not trying to develop yourself. And I hope some 14, 15, 16-year old young person is listening to this right now going, yeah, you know what? I do need some help. I do need to get out of this negative self-talk. I do need to become a more confident person. Maybe that's the way. Maybe the Coach Edge app is the resource that I need to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's actually really, really important. And that's what players at that young age need. Like they need motivation, they need self confidence,
Yeah.
they need trust in themselves, they need people supporting them, they need support from
Yes.
the family, from
Right.
the group of friends,
Yes.
the people that have the most impact on them at that young age.
Right.
You might not have the support from you, of course. Like there's like a lot of people that envy your life and envy your decisions,
Mm-hmm.
and you have like a lot of people to put you down and a lot of people that talk to you in a negative way.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to have like that inner
Voice.
yeah, inner voice, exactly, that talks to you and talks to yourself
Yes.
and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be successful one
That's
day, and
right.
I'm gonna make it.
That's right.
Okay, I'm like, if you have the complete opposite voice and you go like, you know what? I give up. I'm 15. No, it
You will
doesn't
never
work.
make it.
You will never. You will definitely never make it. You will never make it past like the first what? Like the first year in soccer.
Right,
Yeah, that's
right.
it. And then you're gonna stop here. No,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't work like that. You have to like make your way up. You have to make your way up,
That's right.
and it has to be by important stuff: confidence, discipline, like being strict, sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
All these things build you up
Mm-hmm.
at that young age. Yeah, like when I think about it, yeah, I might, yeah, when I was younger I could have made this different or that different,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish I did that. And I sometimes I have a younger brother, and I keep telling him like, you should focus more, be disciplined more. I wish I was your age with my knowledge now.
Yeah.
I wish that someone tells me what I was supposed to do
Yes.
in order for me to like reach stages in life. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
who knows? Like you might motivate someone at a young age, and they make it pro because of you, or
Right.
because of the app, or because
Right.
they are being motivated over and over again whenever they feel depressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And here's another word, that an English word that you didn't say, but you were saying it all along, is the real truth of the matter is too, we need some accountability.
Yeah,
We
accountability. Yeah,
need outside accountability because unfortunately we will let ourselves down like
on
that.
this. Yeah, an
But
instant.
if Fadi says, "Hey Taylor, I'm going to run 3 miles this week," and you know that we're going to meet next week to have coffee and talk and see how you're progressing in your fitness, you've got a much greater chance of running that 3 miles than if you didn't tell anybody and you just promised yourself.
Yeah,
Because it's amazing. Again, I think that goes across cultural lines
yeah,
too.
yeah,
We all will let ourselves down way before we'll let someone else down.
yeah,
So that's another big piece of Season Builder, our organization, and what we do is we have that, but it's positive, uplifting, constructive accountability.
yeah,
It's not really, punishment. Fadi, what's wrong with you? You're
yeah,
terrible. Like, it's not that kind of accountability. It's an encouraging, positive accountability that you want to do those
yeah,
things. You're not afraid of not doing them.
yeah.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, it makes sense
Yeah.
actually. So yeah, and like as you said, accountability means that we're gonna meet next week, and I should have to be completely honest with you about it. Even if
100%.
I didn't run, I can come and tell you like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't run,
Right.
I didn't run. I was feeling like unmotivated and I couldn't make it, or that means like a big deal. Because if I lied and then a lie becomes a bigger lie, becomes a bigger lie, and then
Yes.
you find yourself like unfit before the season comes or like when the season arrives because you keep lying to yourself and lying to the people around you, like you keep
Yes.
staying up late, you're not that's like discipline as well.
Right. It's
That
discipline.
that's where discipline as well comes in.
Yes.
So you're not going to the gym, you're not like you eating every day takeouts outside fast food,
Yeah.
you're not like basically helping yourself to become a better person or a better athlete, you know what I mean, or
Right.
like a better athletic person or a better soccer player.
Sure. Sure. I know.
Yeah,
Man, we have talked about so much stuff. It's
yeah.
so good. I'm so thankful that honestly that I would not, just being very candid with you. I'm a 51-year-old American from Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah.
There's not too many people in Cairo that want to hear a 51-year-old American from Huntsville, Alabama, share some things that they think they could help. But by our connection and you really spending time with me and spending time with the app, I think you could be a great bridge to Middle Eastern
Well, actually, I
culture.
hope so.
I
I
hope
hope
so
so.
too.
Yeah, I hope this video reaches a lot of people as well. Like the app itself reaches a lot of people, and it helps a lot of people do more by time. You know what I mean?
Yes, with them,
Yeah.
with their potential. So as you can see that behind us, ignite
Potential,
potential,
launch,
launch
purpose. Yeah.
purpose. That's what I want. I see so much potential in young people. I see so much potential in young people I haven't even met yet. I just know they have it. There's a 16-year-old young man right now listening to this in Egypt that he doesn't believe in himself, and I believe in him more than he believes in himself.
Yeah. Well, I believe in him too.
I know, right? And so, like, they can do it. And again, God may have has a plan for their life, and it may not be football. It might be something else. But the main thing is, I would say, God has a plan for your life. Don't cooperate with it. Don't fight it.
Yeah. That's what I believe as well.
Yeah. So, okay, real practical. The app is called the Coach Edge app.
Yeah.
It is in the Apple App Store and the Google Play
Yeah.
Store. You can download it for free. It's a free app. You go and create your account, email, password. If you want faith-based perspectives or not, you can choose that. Choose your language, right? So if
Yeah.
you want it to speak to you in Arabic, you could do that. And it's free. So use it, try it, give us some feedback. If you're really interested in the Season Builder program and really engaging in a more intentional personal growth process, you can start that journey there. There is a fee for that, but it's minimal for what it provides, and you could try that out. And so, yeah, it's right there at your fingertips, in that thing you have in your pocket right
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
right? Or actually, you're watching this video right now on it, right? But it's right there and it's available to you. Why not use
Yeah,
it?
so you better turn off the podcast right now and go download the app.
That's right. Fady, thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me.
I look forward to our friendship growing.
Yeah, me too.
And other ways we can serve,
of course,
young kids and athletes.
Of course.
All right, bro.